Hey guys, I wanted to just briefly show you my new hermit crab setup here. Got a couple out right there, and then there's one right there, and then one there. The others are empty shells. But yeah, really cool. Just got them today. Uh, Here's the type of food that I got for them. And they also need salt water, so I just added that to the water from the house, and that is a conditioner to get the chlorine out of the water. And then I just put in the same substrate that I use for my tarantulas, cocoa fiber, and I soaked it with water to make the humidity high, because they thrive best in high humidity. And so there's their food. And they're definitely very sociable animals with each other. But when they get tired or they grow out of their current shell, they must have spare ones in there to try out to see if they like them. So whenever you have hermit crabs, it's good to put in empty shells as well, that they would grow into or that they would just prefer, because they really don't thrive well outside of a shell. So yeah, I'm going to be very happy with these. They can actually live to many years. They live a long time, and I don't remember the number right up off the top of my head, but they do grow quite large too. See, my largest one is maybe like that big, but they can get like really big. So this enclosure is just that shaped terrarium here, and obviously the larger they get, the more they will have to have a bigger enclosure. But that's good for now. And these two guys are already hanging out. They like the water dish. Alright, well, I will move on to tarantulas now. Hey guys, as you saw in my last video at the very end, I wanted to show you my new tea, Theraphosa apophysis, the Goliath pinkfoot tarantula. And it came in this enclosure, just a regular sized terrarium here, and it came with that wood and water dish and this log cave. And so since this tea is pretty small right now, I'm going to move it into large Marge enclosure and put large Marge in here. Also the previous owner of this tea has most of the lid covered up with tape to keep in the humidity. Just that strip, that about this much here is open, but the rest of it's covered up in tape. So that'll help keep the humidity in there. Now, when I first saw the tea, I thought, well, maybe it's a sturmy, because you know, the apophysis, all of their feet are pink, and right now the back ones don't look as pink. However, the sturmy do not have hair on the patella, but this one does. So perhaps it just isn't at the age yet where all of the feet would be pink yet. I don't know. You can let me know your thoughts. But so I'm going to transfer this one, and I'm going to put brand new substrate in there. And they had the wood shavings in there, and I don't think wood shavings are bad, but just it's a preference of mine just to have the regular cocoa fiber substrate alone. So and usually when I get a tarantula that's already in oat substrate, I like to change it anyway, because you don't know how long that substrate's been in there. So that's what I'm going to do. So next we'll work on putting the tea into a container and cleaning out this enclosure. Alright. I have a container in there to catch the tea and the lid right here. So I'm going to nudge, or at least attempt to nudge, the tea into this container. Yeah, they're very, very hair flicky. Incredibly so. And they actually have some of the worst hairs to deal with. There, go hair yourself now. There we go. And this tea is unsexed, so I'm hoping it's a female, but I won't know until I get a molt. Maybe I can get a good ventral shot, so I'll look at that too. So I'm going to empty all this out, and we'll be back soon with a nice new enclosure. Here's my completed terrarium from a larger Theraphosa species. This is the one large Marge will go into. I made sure that I filled up the tank with substrate high enough so if the tarantula were to crawl on the glass and then fall, it wouldn't hurt itself. And also I made sure I put plenty of water in there with the substrate, and I stirred it up with the spoon here, and that way the substrate is now damp, and that will retain humidity, as well as the forest moss I put in there. That also is a good retainer of humidity. So, and that's a nice big cave for her, and I will put her water dish in there after I put her in there, so I'll have more room to work in putting her in here. So there we go. Now for the fun part of putting her in here. Stay tuned. Here's large Marge's container, and she is now in her cave. So what I'm going to do first is lift up her cave. And I wear glasses, so I don't worry about any of her hairs getting into my eyes. Some people would wear gloves, but I'm going to go ahead and risk it and not wear any gloves. But I'm going to remove the cave, and there she is right there, like that. Get rid of any barriers that could hinder me from successfully getting her out. And I just took out her water dish. So now I'm going to attempt to put her in there. I went ahead and put my apophysis in this smaller enclosure right here temporarily because I needed this larger one that I had her in to put the sturmy in. So I'm going to set this right here and hope that she will cooperate and go in there when I nudge her. She has never kicked hairs at me before, but that's because I've never given her a reason to. The only time I've ever had to move her was when I had to move her into this enclosure here when I first bought her. So, and we'll get a little bit closer. And she's skittish, of course. Nudge a little bit close. Like that. In fact, we can even do it like that, maybe. Okay, let me pause this because I need a free hand, and maybe I could put this up on a box or something, this camera here, so you can see. Alright, let's try this. Now that I have a free hand, I'm going to stick my tongs in here and hopefully get her to go into the temporary container here. And of course she doesn't want to. And get the lid. And she did kick hairs, but I had the lid on just in time. And there you have it. Okay, I got her in successfully. So now I'm going to attempt to get her into her new home. So I'm just going to put her in like this, very gently. Like that. And I'm going to remove the lid. Sorry, the lighting isn't so good. I'm going to remove the lid here. Oh, if only they could all be that easy. So there we go. So now I'm going to put in her water dish in the same spot as in the last one. And I'm going to pour water in it and she will be good. Alright, now we'll transfer the apophysis into large Marge's oak enclosure. Alright, now I'm going to transfer my Theraphosa apophysis in here. And the only thing I don't like about what I've done with this enclosure is that I ran out of substrate. So there's not really a lot of substrate in there. I mean, there is some more under there, but it's not deep. And normally I would put in deeper substrate for a Theraphosa to burrow in if she wanted to. But perhaps for now a cave will suffice, and all this peat moss here, or forest moss, whatever you call it. So that'll have to do for now until I get some more substrate to add to it, unless she just seems happy without it. But so we're going to attempt now to put her in there. Sometimes they just kind of slide out, but okay, I don't want to shake it. There we go. Okay, well, that worked out. And there she is. He or she, I don't know yet. Awesome. And the water dish will go right here. And put some water. Oh, there it is. Yeah. And I like these enclosures because they retain humidity real well, these thick plastic ones here. The only thing I don't like about them is that they're not very clear where you can see through it really well. That's my only problem with it. But I like how they snap into place like that real easily. So, alright. Well, until I get more substrate, that'll be all the rehousing and such for now. Alright guys, thanks for watching.